All right, here we are, stage 6 of Aggressive Ambition, the special event featuring Agera RS. And as the title of the stage suggests, we are at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, of course. Got 4 goals to complete once again. Skipping cost now up to 80 gold. And with 21 upgrades, I have higher PR than what's recommended. Yeah, so starting off with this average speed goal on the speedway section, the outer rim. So it's all about a balancing act of not slowing down too much, yet at the same time making sure you don't carry too much speed into these corners and skid all over the place, because obviously then you won't. Not skidding, not so easy when you're when you're under pressure to carry certain amount of average speed, right? So that's what I mean by balancing act. It's gets pretty tricky, and I have more upgrades than what's recommended, so technically it shouldn't be all that difficult, but it turned out I needed a couple of tries to really figure out the breaking point and when I can jump back on the throttle to really get me out of those corners without understeering, essentially. Right, so all right, anyway, for the most part, I think it's, with the extra upgrades, definitely helps to make it through this stage, this goal, without too much retries. So I think I did it I had to try this one maybe 3 times, and the 3rd time was the charm. So here we are, now down to 58 minutes, and the next one, by the way, goal 2 is a speed snap, but you have to finish under 16 seconds. So sort of like the speed snap we had in 2nd stage at Monza. It's really an autocross that's disguised as a speed snap, because I didn't actually have difficulty setting the fastest speed as I crossed the checkpoint on the finish line here. But the real challenge was making sure that you can wrap it up under 16 seconds. And once again, I do have extra upgrades, and I barely made it in, just in the nick of time there, under 16 seconds. So yeah, once again, another challenge that did take me a couple of extra tries to kind of figure out, negotiating those interior section corners without slowing down too much, because that would be the challenge, is that how much can you push without completely pushing it out of control, right? So yeah, see the theme here for stage 6. It is negotiating corners at a very high speed, maybe except for this 3rd goal, which was actually quite simple, surprisingly. We gotta get at least some break. Not everything can be terribly challenging, I suppose. So this one was just needed to catch up to the P1, right? And then just overtake, or not P1, Venom GT. I should read these descriptions here. And as you can see, it's the Williams yellow Venom that is right there. So that took me just under 25 seconds to wrap up, which came in very handy, since I was here I'm running under very limited number of minutes to complete this stage and one more. So yeah, fun times, I tell you, when you don't plan these things very well. or when things pop up in your schedule and you gotta take care of other things. But all in all, we are near the end. So even if I have to skip a few goals to win this car, it's still gonna be, I think, cheaper than not completing it and ending up having to buy it outright. So all right, so that was a little break, the third challenge. And of course, the fourth challenge is another little tricky challenge where you have to chase down the Venom GT once again and tailgate. Now this one we have 2 laps to do it, so it's like combining that very first goal of this stage where you have to keep yourself moving. You cannot slow down too much. So the idea here is that hopefully we learn something on how to handle this speedway section of the track with this car by now. And then the next challenge is overtaking the Venom, as we see here. Tailgating. Once you know how to handle this circuit without slowing down too much, shouldn't be too bad. Get really close to the inside as you go through the circuit, the corners, so you can get the maximum speed, right? Drive the full track. And then so as you can see, tailgating, because Venom's moving pretty quickly, you don't have to worry about, and they will slow down more than we do around corners. Of course, that's where we have to really come down behind, and as you can see in the straights, actually Venom does get away. So only chance we got is these corners. So, and I got lucky there because of course one of the stipulations in this challenge is no damage. So rear ending and letting Venom slide off. If you get lucky like I did, then good on you. But hopefully you don't push your luck too hard, because I was a little surprised that it let me it didn't penalize me for bumping into our opponent there on the track in that last corner. So, but anyway, so 2 challenges here on the speedway section of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where you really have to be able to control this car at a very fast speed. And of course, heading into the final stage, we do need to get the car serviced. So hopefully I can get the ads to show up in speedy manner, because sometimes on Android I noticed they take a little bit longer between the ads than the iOS. Anyway, another 20 gold rewards to collect for stage 6. And yeah, so we're heading back to Daytona for final stage, stage 7. So hopefully I can finish it in time. So we'll see you there.